no get up and go. It's just that spit of a flow. When I scream at the pain, it's the same kind of thing that I give when I hit up a show. I was meant for this and insisted, for the script, the written and sentence. So
one thing that you have on your resume that not everyone else has is a regular Daylyt battle. Like, there's no tattoo on his face and shit.
Yeah, that was pre-tat. That was a pre-face tat.
So tell us, going into that battle with Daylyt, like, explain, cause he was like, he was kind of wilding out back then. He was kind of on his like, yo, Loaded Lux, come get it, Cali nigga type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you clowned him for it, and he had the same kind of schemes that he had now, but it was no like charisma behind it and shit. So right. I guess what I would say is like
Captain America. That was hard though back then. Yeah.
Let's talk about kind of like battling Daylyt then and like what you expect battling him. Battling, and talk about like how that battle even got set up, and like I heard there was some tension in that battle and shit.
I can't remember if he wanted to battle me or whatever. Somebody on the that was Grind Time back then. I don't. Somebody had that idea. I'm not sure who. He just come off the. He battled Locksmith, who I had also battled. I think before that, which was like a super spontaneous thing with me and Lock or whatever. And then Daylyt. You know, somebody thought of it. I don't know who, but you know, Lush contacted me and put it together. And back then, all I had to go off was the Locksmith battle, and you know, I thought he was great back then. I thought he was nice. Like I was like, this dude is dope, and we need more folks, you know, kind of representing different styles or whatever. Back then, so I thought it was great, and it was exciting that we were battling because you know, a lot of people looked at it at that time like Grind Time of me being like, you know, one of the few dudes who you can't really just, you know, straight out label. I wasn't thesaurus, you know what I mean, for, you know, or whatever, like. So I think it was exciting to have us two go at it, and that was the same event with Locksmith and Disaster or whatever, right? Yeah. It was really dope, and going into it, you know, I knew what he was gonna do or whatever. I knew he'd do the style, you dig? Like I knew he'd do that whole thing, and you know, so I just did what I do or whatever, and you know, I think I got him that day, and he definitely. He was different back then. Like he was a little bit different. I think he was trying to find himself, you know what I mean? And I think he really found his niche. I mean, he's like a dramatic person, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I don't want to speak for nobody, you feel me? I don't know cuz like that hella well, you know, but at the same time, I just from what I can see from my perspective, it seems like he wanted to be like more dramatic back then and wanted to be a little crazier, but didn't, you know, want to really embrace that side of himself or whatever, you know, as an artist or as a person or whatever it may be, you know.
Would you rematch him now? Or you think it's like?
I think it would be crazy. I'd be down. Shit, he'd probably kill me, or he'd do some kind of antic where it wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? Like for instance, this weekend, I don't know what he's gonna do with Iron Solomon. I don't know if that's something he even wants to do. I don't know if he's gonna really. You can never tell because he's like so off the wall with it. But that is what made him. You know, demand that attention, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to know what Daylyt's gonna do, you know what I mean? Everybody is like, oh, is he gonna like drop a deuce on stage, or is he actually gonna just bar out and kill it, like, you know, because he can do that, you feel me? Like he's actually ridiculously nice with it.
So being somebody like we were talking about being technical with you and Chilla, how would you, to someone who doesn't understand what Daylyt's doing, how would you break down like how good he is technically to someone who's like, oh, he's all gimmicks?
Well, I would say, I mean, it's hard to describe it. I would say you gotta you gotta really pay attention to what he's saying. Like he got raps in between like punchlines that are crazy to me, like that nobody reacts to. You know what I mean? And like you know, he's and I've seen him do this a lot more lately too, or whatever. Like he's doing more like he put an emphasis on like cadence and like compound rhymes and stuff like that, and really like. Putting the emphasis on making them hit, but he really like it's almost like it's funny because obviously he's about that, like that style, you feel me? He kind of has the word association to schemes. He was one of the first dudes. I mean, he had a Simpson scheme against me. That was like the first scheme like niggas heard, probably, you know what I mean? A lot of niggas. But as far as him, his style, like breaking it down, I'd say you'd have to listen to it. You have to watch him versus like Rich Dollars or you know, even some of the more recent ones, you know, like even Danger Zone, where like Danger Zone might have lightweight got him, you know what I mean? Like he still was spitting in some of them raps, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, I just think he is like the epitome of what that style is supposed to be, you know what I mean? Like the punchline style, the schemes, whatever, that's what it's like supposed to sound like to me. You feel me? It's like supposed to be like real, and it's real to him. You could tell he's like behind it, and it's not too complicated, and some of it is almost like funny, where he's like kind of poking fun at that style almost, you know what I mean? It's almost like a parody or whatever, but some of it is just like he's going off, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of some battles, like he didn't
Averb, him and Averb.
yeah, Averb, was that the one? Yeah, he like killed it against Averb, you know what I mean? And
Clips,
even when
Chilla.
Yeah, I didn't even see Chilla, actually, him and Chilla.
Rock, paper, scissors. You can get the open
Which
hand.
one was that?
Daylyt told Chilla you can get the open
was
hand.
that one? Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
yeah.
I saw that a while ago then. Yeah. That was crazy. The open hand of the deuce. Feel me? Like, and it's things that are simple. Like, that's the thing. He's taking simple shit and making it like, damn, why didn't I think of that? You know what I mean? Like, somebody like a Chilla Jones doesn't really do that to me. You know, he says lines, I'm like, you know, okay, he brought a bunch of random words and kind of figured out a way to associate them with each other, but your boy Daylyt will say, I'm a little teapot, you feel me? And it's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So it's very different. I mean, everybody is doing that style or whatever, but nobody sound like Daylyt. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people flipping that style. Everybody trying to do it. Blah blah blah. But none of them sound like Daylyt. You know what I mean? They can't really touch that. You dig?